Okay, so guys, once again, thank you so much. We started the recording now, so thank you so much for joining us for tonight's um, oil camp, continuing ed for the Empower Wellness team. And we're going to be covering the BOGOs, the recent BOGOs that we had here in November 2020. And like I said, you should already have received an ebook with that. If you haven't, let us know. We'll get you the link. But what I want to do tonight is more help you utilize some of the resources you already have to maximize those BOGOs. Okay, so let's get into it. Does anybody have a favorite or one that they are really wondering about at the moment?
I wonder more about the Air X blend.
Okay. Let me pull up the info sheet on that one really fast.
I'm loving the Northern Lights one. That one's a fun one.
The Northern Lights,
Escape.
Northern Express, Northern. What does Nicole call it? Northern.
I don't even know.
I agree. That one's really good.
Yeah, I love the hint of the lavender in it. It really helps it to not be a like, oh, hello, I have
Christmas tree. Yeah.
Christmas tree in my face. Yeah.
I've been diffusing the Northern Escape with cinnamon and ginger. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, that sounds fantastic. Can you put that in the chat?
Cinnamon and wild orange, maybe. I can't remember.
Yes, Lorelai, you've been doing cinnamon and wild orange.
Yeah, wild orange. Thank you, Sarah.
So just real quick, like guys, if you have a way that you're using it, that's kind of using some of these BOGOs that are kind of unique, like Lorelai, your blend there, can you put them in the chat for me really quick? Because once this recording happens, I'll get actually a document of all the chat and I can get those out to all y'all. So yeah, if you just want to pop that into the chat.
Perfect. I can do that.
Excellent. All right. Okay, so looking at the Air X, right off the bat, I initially thought that this was going to be purely an aromatic one, not necessarily for topical or internal, but it is, you're able to use it all three ways: aromatically, topically, and internally. Okay, so the trick with that, and the product information page, did you guys get a picture of that? I've been posting some different things, including the product information page on AirX and the Northern Escape. Did you guys get that?
I don't see an email, and it might be in my junk.
Oh, I just posted it on. For the book, or
yeah, well, the ebook. I haven't seen an email, but
okay, go ahead and put that in the chat as well. Like if you need the link to the ebook, go ahead and put that in the chat. And then also, if you need the product information page for AirX or the Northern Escape, if you can put that in the chat as well, like need PIP is what it's called. You need PIP, or just say page for AirX or something like that. Okay. And so with the AirX, it is going to be super cleansing. And I'm going to just pull this out right now. And I mean, obviously, you're thinking initially cleansing air, and it is fantastic for that. But it really can impact all the different areas of the respiratory tract, all right, and the respiratory system. So if you wanted to even grab it right now and just smell it. So This Air X blend, you'll notice it's got that forward citrusiness to it, of course, because of the Litsea tangerine and grapefruit in it. And so just thinking about that, I love to use Litsea on any sort of blemishes and things like that. So it's very clarifying, it's very cleansing. So that's going to be a powerful one for us when we're thinking of cleansing the air of different things, but also when we're using it internally, so cleansing and boosting our immune system as well. Okay, so and then you have the frankincense on top of there. So frankincense, the king of oils, right? So it's really, this is an enhancer oil. Okay, frankincense is an enhancer oil. So you use frankincense with different things to enhance the properties, the things that you're wanting to do, because frankincense is so complex that it helps to balance every system of the body. Literally, like it has so many different molecules in it. I'm a chemistry geek, so yeah, I love it. So thinking about, okay, we have the frankincense, we have these different cleansing properties. Then what about the cardamom? So the cardamom is a fantastic one. They just added it to the Digest Zen blend because cardamom actually works with and helps the proper function of smooth muscle tissue. Okay, so smooth muscle tissue, you find smooth muscle tissue in places like your lungs, in places like your digestive tract, in places like okay, so it's a lot of your different organs are smooth muscle tissue. All right, and so this is helping to support those smooth muscle tissues and help them not to be like inflamed, help them to be able to relax when they need to, not be like spasmodic and such. And so typically we've seen cardamom in the Breathe. So you look at the Breathe roller, we've had that for our lungs already, but obviously Breathe is not for the digestive tract. So now with the Air X, we have this two for punch of having good digestive support as well. Okay, so thinking about using that, if I want to support my respiratory tract, I'm going to put it in the air and breathe it internally. If I am ingesting it, that's going to then support my digestive tract. Okay.
I heard it's really good to put like a drop in your water as well.
Yes.
Because of all the citrus.
Yeah, a really refreshing drink. And I mean, and you're getting not only the cleansing aspect, but the frankincense and the cardamom for digestive support. This would be a great thing before or after dinner, you know, a big dinner like we might be having soon, you know. Yeah, so let's see here. So whenever we're looking at an essential oil and its usage, now it's hard to go wrong unless it says to not take it internally and you take it internally. But that's also not the end of the world, to be honest with you. But when you're thinking, okay, when am I going to use this topically? When am I going to use this internally? When am I going to use this aromatically? Just remember that if you are wanting to affect the emotions, like your emotional system, you want to aromatically. If you want to affect your respiratory system, aromatically. Okay. So mood, memory, emotions, respiratory system, you're going to be utilizing it aromatically. And you've got some great books in here. And I feel like Litsea is really forward with this. So I'm just going to look up the emotional aspect of Litsea. Okay, So these are some of the negative emotions that Litsea can help with. Self-doubt and criticism, feeling stifled, fear of rejection, relying on external confirmation, distraction, or blocked and feeling limited. And it brings in being inspired, intuitive, aligned, receptive, manifesting, trusting your inner voice, clarity, and open to possibilities. Litsea is a powerful mobilizer of the will. All right. So that's pretty fantastic. Okay. So a caution on topical application. Citruses, you do not want to be slathering them on and then going sunbathing, okay? Because they are photosensitive. So that would be the one caution with applying them topically, okay? So if you are using them in a lotion of some sort, you want to be careful with that, okay? Any other questions on that one? Got some good ideas so far?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Next. Anybody have another one they're like, ooh, let's talk about this one. One of their favorites so far, or do we want to do the Northern Escape?
Yeah, that one's, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so with the Northern Escape, we've got the black spruce, Siberian fir, balsamic fir, lavandin, cedar wood, cypress, hinoki, frankincense, nukta, chananga, and clove. So some of those, the hinoki, we had that as a product of the month a while back. So that one is, let's see, that one was a good one for the skin as well. But I'm not familiar with like nukta or kananga, if that's how it's said. Those are some new oils for us, okay? So one of the things with this, lavandin is different from lavender, okay? So with lavandin, still has good calming effects and things like that, but it's not one that you would want to have like on a burn and stuff. So a lot of different companies, thankfully not doTERRA, it's one of the reasons why I love doTERRA so much. A lot of other companies, they'll have a mixture of lavender and lavandin. And lavender, as I'm sure you guys know, is fantastic for helping with like burns and healing wounds and things like that. But lavandin will actually worsen a burn, okay? So thankfully we can act with confidence that none of our lavender is gonna have any sort of lavandin in there. But so lavandin is different. It's the wild form of lavender. It's more of a wild strain. So so let's just.
So don't use this one on your skin topically, right? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't use it on your skin to like help with a burn.
Okay.
Okay. So, but you could apply it, because I like to apply black spruce and things to help unblock some, like some different mental blocks. I'll use black spruce to help unblock those sort of things. So maybe putting some on the back of my neck or putting some on my chest, right? So this is one that you can do that with, and it's indicated as neat. So you can apply some topically without dilution. For most people, there's not going to be an issue. If you're one that has sensitive skin, then absolutely dilute in some fractionated coconut oil, olive oil, your favorite lotion, some of doTERRA's hand lotion, that's fabulous. And really, when you think about it, there are 40 million trillion molecules. Yes, I said that right. 40 billion trillion molecules in one drop of essential oils. All right, so if you are using just one drop and putting that in a lotion, like a carrier oil of some sort, it's going to help that last longer, obviously. It's going to hold some of those molecules that would typically fly away, some of the smaller ones that would typically, you know, go into the air a lot faster. It's going to hold them in so your body can absorb them. Think of it as like a time release. When you dilute an essential oil in a carrier oil, like fractionated coconut oil, things like that, it is like a time release for those essential oils. Okay, guys? So you can put the oil on and then put some oil over top, some like olive oil and carrier oil over top. That kind of helps to sort of push it in a little bit too. Okay, so yeah. All right, so, but let's talk about this one specifically. So all of those trees are super grounding. So when you think of grounding yourself, it's a very emotional thing. So typically you would use it aromatically, but think of the places as well you might need to feel grounded. Maybe you need to feel grounded in your heart. Maybe when you think of being grounded, you think of this yoga pose where your feet are rooted into the ground. So then you're going to apply it on the bottoms of your feet. Put some socks on or put your shoes on, go about the rest of your day and feel more grounded throughout the day. So the description that says, it makes you feel alive. The rush of everyday life is forgotten as you breathe in the fragrant frost and fresh green aroma of doTERRA's Northern Escape, a proprietary blend of black spruce, and clove. Northern Escape is incomparable. Diffusing this aroma creates familiar and beautiful outdoor scents, reminiscent of a world where time doesn't matter. So it really is. I mean, you guys have been saying that it's a super beautiful blend. So I want to look up though in the book. So this is the Essential Life book. All right. And looking at some of the different topical applications for things like the black spruce, Siberian fir, and stuff. So we can get an idea of good for surface cleansing as well. So you can make your cleaners with it. Soothing massage. Okay, soothing massage. There it is. Looking for the little hand. So helping with like adrenal fatigue as well, applying it over the kidneys, so in your lower back area. For some different joint discomfort, things like that. Okay, guys? For the black spruce, and that's the top one on there. And so with labeling, the thing that's in there the most is the first one you list. So yeah. There's quite a few things on hormone balancing as well. Okay, so that's a nice one. So sometimes I can feel during a specific time of the month, I can feel out of balance, right? And I need to feel grounded. So applying this would be really great to help feel grounded in that area. And then let's look at the Siberian fir as the other one. Just to get an idea of some of the other main properties, since that is the second one. circulation, hormones. Yeah, so like different adrenal aspects, urinary aspects, circulation. Yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of stuff in here for like blood, okay? So helping support the circulatory system. All right, um, so we had a lot of different adrenal hormone stuff with the black spruce, or black, sorry, that black spruce. And then with the Siberian fir, we're getting a lot of like circulatory stuff in there. So you can see how wonderful that would be to have just a really easy back massage with that. Put some drops and some different oil and do a back massage up the spine, and then spreading it out over all areas of the back, because the back and obviously the spine are connected to your whole body. So that is going to be a fantastic whole body effect. And you wouldn't need, I mean, and we've got the frankincense in there and stuff, you would not need a whole lot. Especially if you're starting out with using essential oils very much, just do like a drop or two and with some oil and rub it in. Okay, guys? Any other questions on that one? You want any more ideas? That newbie?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Okay. So, and I mean, like I'm looking at in the book, I don't have this stuff memorized, and I hope that kind of gives you hope as well. Like, you don't have to have this all memorized, right? You don't have to have it all memorized. That's why we have these resources. Yes, the stuff does start to come to mind, but I love looking it up. I love double checking. I'm always learning something new when I'm looking something up in my books. So don't feel like you have to have it all memorized. Okay. Oh, my northern escapes out there. Okay, let's talk copaiba really quick, because I love that one, and I know it's one of Lorelei's favorites as well. And Lorelei could speak really well to the some of the different physical aspects with copaiba. I say it is safer and more effective than CBD, basically. So it works with the same system of the body, but you have two different receptors in your cells for this system of the body. And one of them has all the health benefits, and the other one has like the psychoactive aspects to it. That is why CBD is regulated, because it stimulates those, right? I mean, it's not, the FDA is very cautious with it, right? And only recently, yeah, there's a lot of controversy with it at times. So anyways, with the copaiba, completely different molecules, all right? So you don't have to worry about any sort of contamination with the like THC or something. Completely different molecules, completely different plant, but it interacts with only the receptor site that has all of those health benefits. And it has zero interaction with the receptor that has the psychoactive aspects, okay? And you know about doTERRA's quality, so you know that this is gonna be high quality every single time you open that bottle, and you're gonna get all of those wonderful health benefits with none of the risk, okay? So this is also an enhancer like frankincense, to where you can add it with the other ones and it will help enhance the benefits. I love using it for sleep. Lorelei, are you using it for sleep too?
Yeah, I will use it. I'll use it at night, but I really experience like more anxious feelings in the morning, like when I wake up. So I will put like a drop or two under my tongue. And like Lisa said, it really just calms the nervous system because the chemical constituent in it is beta caryophyllene, and that is the same exact chemical constituent in CBD, in that plant. So, which is really cool. And it's more, you know what you're getting in every bottle. Like some CBD, you don't know. There could be some I don't know, it could be different from each farm or each area that it's grown. You don't know if they're using pesticides, things like that. So
For sure. All right, so I was just looking up emotionally for copaiba as well, and it's really, really pretty fascinating. So it invites an individual to connect with their past in order to kind of unravel some of the different things we might need to learn from it. All right. So, and that might be like, wait, what? But really, truly, we have all these memories that are stored in our brain and they're connected electronically. All right. And we have different systems that allow the memory to be connected and for us to make sense of them. And so if things are being blocked by like perhaps a fear response or something like that, then in order to process and make sense of these different things that have happened, sometimes we need help. We need something to connect those areas of the brain with the reasoning or processing part of the brain. So these oils, specifically with copaiba, when we breathe that in, those olfactory sensors interacting with the limbic brain that controls memory, mood, those different things like that, will help to bring that into a position where we can process. Okay. That's really cool. I hadn't looked up the emotional aspect for copaiba very much, or I hadn't studied it very much, so that I'm learning new things too. So sometimes with our past, we might be feeling like shame or guilt or regret and things like that. Those are the negative emotions that copaiba helps with. All right. And it brings you into a place of worthiness, self-awareness, clarity, feeling forgiven, redemption of self, purposeful existence. Okay. Just a thought here, that copaiba then combined with that Air X, with that Litsea, right? That's a powerful move into action combo, right? Great to combine with helichrysum, frankincense, black pepper, the Forgive blend, HD clear pink pepper. Okay. So if you have an emotional aspect, aromatically, respiratory, aromatically, if you are wanting to help something topically, like if you have something topically or a specific area of concern, put it there topically. And then copaiba is one you can take internally, like we were mentioning, Lorelei under the tongue. They actually have some soft gels as well. That's what I take at night. And yeah, so I hope has anybody tried that one? Anybody else? How they might have used it?
I have a question. How many drops under the tongue do you put in a capsule? Oh, no, you don't put it in a capsule. How many drops do you take?
you could put it in a capsule if you didn't like the taste of it. But I do like one or two, once or twice a day as needed, I guess. Because it's so potent. So one or two does the job.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And you've got 250 in that little bottle, so got it for a while. Any other questions or? Okay, let's move forward. So we talked about Siberian fir a bit already, and And so I just want to touch real quick on the emotional aspect of that one. So remember the Siberian fir, think circulatory system. Okay, think circulatory system.
I
So
use
blood.
Siberian fir in like a pain roller because it's obviously with the circulation that helps with pain relief.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, think about when we're wanting to, if we're needing like to ice something or put heat on something, that is in an attempt to increase circulation to that area to promote healing of that area. Okay, so Siberian fir addresses generational healing from the perspective of the mature. It assists during the twilight years of individual transition into a more full, mature awareness. Okay, so the stuff that you might have gotten from your mom or your grandma or something like that, that you might not really like about yourself, you can move through that and heal from whatever that might be, and come into a mature awareness. And so that to me says, okay, this helps me be honest with myself that I am creating my life, right? That we are in charge of our life. That's maturity, right? So it helps though with like grieving, loss, despair, sadness, things like that, and helps bring you into a comforted forgiveness, honest wisdom, living in the present, optimistic, adaptable and peaceful. Okay, so and remember, our emotions are chemicals. Okay, every emotion in our body has a specific chemical or combination of chemicals that are attached to it. That when you feel this, it's because your body made this. And so these essential oils help to balance that system of the body so that we can be, so that those chemicals don't get out of balance. All right. Okay. Questions on Siberian fir? Cool. Adaptive. Who before the BOGO box, was there anybody who had not tried adaptive yet? Anybody not tried it yet?
Oh, I love it. I use it all the time.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. I was so glad that this was like, ooh, yes, absolutely. Right. Thank you. So we all love adaptive. It helps us adapt to stressful situations. Again, helping us bring center to our emotional storm at times so that we can adapt to whatever's coming at us and move into action. And I love how it's not just like, oh, I'm calm, but it's calm and move into action with that wonderful spearmint on top there. So fantastic oil. I also take the capsules every morning. So love that one. And you could, if you prefer the roller, you could make a lot of rollers out of this. But then so this one, obviously with the roller, you can't diffuse it because you're not going to pop the roller top off. And so this would be the one that typically you would then diffuse, right?
And if you have a diffuser bracelet, that would be a really good one to put on there. Or any type of jewelry with like a lava bead.
Yeah, I made a roller bottle of it and I put it in my mask throughout the day when I'm teaching.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
And one of them, speaking of masks, and something else you might want to consider rolling in there, you got the Breathe Roller in this kit as well. So the Breathe Roller here that we got with peppermint, so powerful combo there. And let's see, I think, Lorelai, were you saying you like to put a drop of peppermint on your mask as well?
Yes, I will literally straight from the bottle, just drop 1 drop right on my mask. Kind of where my mouth is, I guess. And then I'll put that right on, and it feels so good, and it just like freshes everything up because they get, stagnant throughout the day.
For sure. And so you could put a drop under the tongue too, if you wanted to have some of those like internal benefits of it. And rolling the Breathe on your mask, that would be a good one. And I've been looking through this book a bit on the emotion, how they affect emotions, and I love how they're phrasing some of these, and in ways that I didn't really think. Oh, okay, peppermint, it gives you energy, it helps you feel energized. Like that's about how far I knew with it. But looking at this, it's an energy with optimism. Okay, that's what peppermint brings. And for the emotional aspect, it's energy with optimism, buoyance, feeling a strength to face different, possibly emotional pains as well. And it helps to really bring you out of, it says anguish. Okay. And I hadn't thought of peppermint being something that would help bring someone out of anguish. I would have thought maybe the Console blend or something like that. But right here at my fingertips from the first kit that I ever got, I started out with literally the little intro kit with the peppermint, lemon, lavender, that little 20, that it was all I could do. It was all I could do at the time. And I just fell in love with these oils. So I've had this tool at my disposal for all of these 9 years, and I'm still learning things about it. I love it. It's so fun. Okay, so peppermint also great for the digestive tract, applying it on topically. This one, because of the high menthol content, you want to make sure you know how your body handles it. Like Lorelai, she mentioned she loves peppermint, obviously, puts it in her mask, but she can't apply it topically. It's like way too intense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without diluting it.
Right, without diluting it. And okay, so my favorite peppermint brownies, it's divine. So like whatever would make brownie batter for like a 13 by 9 and then do 6 drops of peppermint in there. Oh, thank me later. Okay.
I was thinking about putting a little tiny, maybe like toothpick drop of it in my coffee.
Yes.
Like a peppermint latte, something.
Yeah, that would be delicious. And because you wouldn't want to put a full drop, because think 6 drops in a whole 13 by 9, it would be too much. And I've done that before, and it was with my family, and we had our like hot cocoa and stuff. We're like, oh, let's put a drop of peppermint in there. So several of us did like our drop of peppermint, and we're like, okay, it's too much. And I think we ended up throwing it out. I think I might have choked it down, but it was funny. Anybody else need any ideas for peppermint? Alrighty. Let's move forward on to ylang ylang. So first thing I think with ylang ylang is hormone balancing. That's like the first thing I think of. So I think of hormone balancing, and you can take it internally. I never have just like put a drop under my tongue. But you can if you wanted to. I don't imagine it would be very tasty just from the smell. But let's just look up some different ideas here. It's also, I know it's used in a lot of the skincare products as well. So it's going to be really great for the skin.
It's also really good for the hair health. Helps with like shine and just strength of hair. So I keep it in a little vial in my shower with a few other oils, peppermint, cedarwood, and I'll just put a drop in my shampoo and then shampoo my hair with it.
Nice. I'll have to try that. So top properties with this one, hypotensive, aphrodisiac, okay, just saying, antispasmodic and sedative. All right. So, so helping with healthy blood pressure, help with libido stuff. Okay, so hormone balancing, more with the circulatory, emotionally with just this book is talking about anxious feelings or feeling frustrated, hair loss. Okay, so like Lorelei was saying, great for the hair. And it helps, it's a balancer for the skin as well. So it helps if you have oily skin. Okay, so I wouldn't, if I was doing it and adding it to like my lotion or moisturizer, I wouldn't do a full drop. I would probably just initially, before I put any other lotion on my hand, just do one of these actions to just get a little bit on my palm and like not even a full drop, and then put my lotion on there and kind of mix it in and then apply it. Okay, you wouldn't need a full drop for this if you're doing that like every day. Okay. It says blends with bergamot, frankincense, manuka, sandalwood, yarrow, and with the manuka and such and sandalwood, those tree ones, I bet that would be a really cool combo with that, the Northern Escape. I bet that would make a really cool diffuser combo. Let's look at the emotional things for.
I just thought of a question.
Uh-huh.
I think there's any oils that you cannot put together?
And in like a diffuser?
No, like on your skin. You know how you can layer them on your skin?
I would say if they are intended to be used topically, and you're, using them at the proper, dilution for your skin sensitivity, then it's really, the sky's the limit, especially if you're applying them and layering, like you said, okay? Because the blends that doTERRA makes, they've got experts doing that. And the different chemicals that are in there, they do have some sort of interaction. And so they're careful about making sure that those interactions are not diminishing the effects that they're wanting to have. And so it's not a 1 + 1 = 2 with these wonderful molecules. It's more like a quadratic equation. You know what I mean? So, but with that, and so Boyd Truman, if you're familiar with Symphony of the Cells, Boyd Truman does a thing called Symphony of the Cells, and it's an oil application technique where you're doing like 8 different oils and applying one, massaging it onto the back with a lot of carrier oil. And then doing another one and massaging it. And he talks about each of these oils or blends is like instructions for the body. Okay. It's like a blueprint type of instructions. It's that sort of, it's complicated. There's layers to it, right? And so if you apply it one at a time, the body goes, okay, I got it. And then you apply another one and the body goes, okay, I got it. Rather than just mixing them all together and then slapping them on there. That all the information would get jumbled and it wouldn't make any sense. Okay. So
Linda, the Symphony of the Cells is something that you would probably be kind of interested in. It's really cool.
it's amazing.
I would look it up.
Okay, it's a book or?
There is a book with it. It's an oil application technique.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, I love it. Ylang ylang is a powerful remedy for the heart. It brings about positive properties of being playful, free, intuitive, emotionally connected, healing, joyful, and innocent. That's wonderful. I love that. Okay. All right. So let's see what we have left is our On Guard and our oregano. All right. So with On Guard and oregano, they left that kind of best for last immunity powerhouse, right? And On Guard, holy cow. The research done with that so far has been incredible. And there's several different ways that our cells can kind of get attacked by different environmental threats and whatnot, internally and externally. And an On Guard really helps with both. Okay, guys? So just make sure you're taking your On Guard in some way, shape, or form. All right. It's powerful. So putting it in, if you're using it as a roller, putting a drop under your tongue every day. Let's see. It's spicy. If you haven't experienced it before, it's spicy. So like if I have my kids do a drop under their tongue, because my kids let me do things like that to them, they make sure they have their cup of water handy, but they know that it's great for their body. So they're willing to go through that little bit of discomfort to do that. Now, I will tell you this, you don't feel it at first if you're like dropping it under your tongue. So my dad called me one day. He's like, Lise, my throat's not feeling great. What should I do? And I'm like, oh, On Guard, like just put a drop underneath your tongue a couple of times during the day. And he's like, okay. And he calls me later that day. He's like, Lise, I kind of messed it up a little bit. He's like, I couldn't tell if I got any drops out. And so I just kept kind of shaking the bottle. Apparently I got more than one drop. I was jumping around the kitchen screaming, and he's like, but Lise, my sore throat's gone.
It is super spicy.
Yes. So that cinnamon and clove and wild orange, rosemary, it's really wonderful to cook with as well, or to like put in your oatmeal, things like that. You can get really creative on how you can get kind of some daily On Guard in there, and then diffusing, right? Any other ideas?
I was going to say you could also use to make like a sinus mug steamer. I had a friend who has COVID, and I was suggested a steamer mug because she's super sick and congested. So she put just one drop of lemon, one drop of oregano, which we got, one drop of On Guard. And then I can't remember what the other one was. It might have been one drop of peppermint. And then you just put it into like a mug with steaming, really hot water. And then you just breathe it in, and it helps to open everything up.
Mm-hmm.
And she said it worked instantly.
That's awesome. And I would say probably make sure your eyes are closed, because those vapors, they might kind of sting the eyes.
Definitely. And make sure you only use one drop of each.
Yeah, that's the steamer cup.
Yeah. Did you try it, Sarah?
Yeah, I got a pretty good head cold like 2 months ago, and it didn't actually make my congestion go away, but it felt just amazing, and it definitely relieved some pressure. And I even remember calling Derek over to try it, and he was like, whoa, like it was just so cool, and it felt so good. It just woke you right up.
Super powerful. Yeah.
Awesome. So there's another one with oregano, and you can look up for both oregano and On Guard some some different petri dish things as they like compare oregano to different cleaners or different antibiotics and stuff like that. And its ability to wipe stuff out is incredible. Like it's really great. So oregano has some bigger molecules in it. So it's not typically one that you would take every single day internally. Okay. So like our GX Assist has oregano in it, and you're instructed to do the GX Assist 3 times a day for 10 days. And then you need to let your body rest for like 5 days. And that allows your body just to make sure that it's metabolized everything properly and doesn't get kind of bogged down with that metabolism process. But again, a great immune system booster. So using that in your cooking, right? So we've got steamer cup in cooking. This is one, if you're going to use it topically, it needs to be diluted. All right. So even just 1 drop in things in a good amount of carrier oil. Okay. I have the time when you wouldn't dilute it is if you are helping your body get rid of like a wart or something like that. Then you might apply it directly just onto that wart, and or like something like that on the body that you're trying to get rid of. Okay, so go like oregano and frankincense type of thing. So yeah, and the rule of thumb with that is once it's gone away, whatever period of time you used it for, you need to, and then it goes away, go that same amount of time afterwards, continuing to use it to help get help your body completely get rid of what was causing it.
That's interesting. It's kind of like an antibiotic, like you have to continue it even if you get better.
Yeah, because once that initial thing is gone, you have to do the underlying part of it. So yeah. Trying to think with oregano. Let's look up the emotional aspect. I know with On Guard, it's very emotionally protective. All right, so it helps protect you from negativity. All right, and bring out confidence. So there's that one. And then oregano real quick, and I will let you guys go. Love this discussion. Okay, Oregano cuts through the fluff of life and teaches individuals to do the same. It removes blocks, clears negativity, and cuts away negative attachments. Oregano is a powerful oil and may even be described as forceful or intense. Okay, so it helps you cut through the crap, right? And get rid of different negative attachments, and also helps you not be prideful and being like stuck and opinionated or stubborn, and helps you bring to a place of humility, non-attachment, willing, teachable, and flexible. Okay? So it helps you get rid of those blocks that might be having you, be stubborn in things, so that you can be humble and teachable. So just thinking about that with oregano. Yeah. Because when you breathe it in, I'm just trying to picture that right now. You have to, like, you have to process it. And when your mind has something that it needs to do, then it's able to order the other things as well. That might be one part of it. Just thought, I don't know. So any questions? Anybody need some more ideas on one? Or I will let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining. Super fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, that was
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, if you need that product information page on either the Northern Escape or the Air X, please put it in the chat now. And also, if you didn't have the link to the ebook, which is a good handy thing to have just right there with any of these oils. So make sure you put that in the chat as well, or let us know.
Cool, cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, have a great night. And
Happy Thanksgiving.
yes, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thanksgiving.
And if you saw we're doing a fundraiser for the 72-hour emergency relief hygiene kits from doTERRA. So we've got some different posts going around with that. You just go to the link that's in there, and you can donate a kit right to the Healing Hands Foundation. It's only $25, and they use these kits all over the US and all over the world to help with disaster relief and just whatever types of situations are in need of that. We have a lot of different connections with charitable organizations all over the world. If you want more information on the doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation, I would definitely check it out, doTERRAhealinghands.com or org. And if you want any information on that, just put in the chat kits or healing hands or something like that, and we can get you that information. Make sure you have those links. Okay.
Awesome.
Sounds
Thank you.
good. Thanks, guys.
Have a great night.
Bye.
You.
Talk to
Bye-bye.
you later.